Hello everybody, it's Chris Hatton here from Complete Coaching and Complete Academy. Now welcome to our safety talk. Now, as some of you may already know, we will be returning to some of our sessions and lessons very shortly. Now we have created this video for all parents, players, pupils and schools. Now we are currently working within schools supporting and helping key worker children. So we'll be continuing to follow the school policies and their risk assessment during this time. But for any external or extracurricular sessions and lessons that we are running, we are going to be following our risk assessment and our checklist of 7 points, which I'm going to be explaining to you now. Each coach will have a checklist which will look like this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you each of those points and what our coaches have to be aware of, and also what you have to be aware of during these sessions. Now the first one is risk assessments. So the risk assessments that we have created have been following government guidelines. We've also looked into AFP, the FA and England Netball. Now this risk assessment will be available on our website and it will also be emailed round to all of our parents. So please make sure you have a little look at it. Now I stressed to you about the risk assessments. It is very important that we make sure that this is the safest possible environment for all the children when returning. Okay, the next point is our class and group sizes. So class and group sizes, they may vary within schools and for our extracurricular activities. But everything for extracurricular and external will be one coach to every 5 children. Now you'll be signing up for your session to your coach, and this will not change unless we say. Now we need to make sure that these group sizes are as small as we can, so one coach every 5 is perfect. Now our next point is our changing procedures. Changing procedures may be slightly different in schools than they will be to external. So there'll be an allocated area in the schools where you'll be changing and keeping your belongings. Now we will be marking out a box with 4 cones which will be your allocated area. Now you will put inside this area your water bottle, a towel, any of your personal belongings, and it would have to stay there throughout the whole lesson. Now you can't go into anyone else's area, you can only go into yours, and like I said, all of your personal belongings will be in that area throughout the whole session. Please make sure you don't share any of your personal belongings with anybody else. Okay, our next point is first aid. Now our first aid, all of our coaches and all of our staff are first aid qualified, and your specific coach within your session will monitor all first aid. Now when they do so, they will be putting on gloves, having a face mask and making sure they sanitize their hands before and after any incidents that they have to deal with. Okay. Now, our next point is our hygiene stations. So hygiene stations will be available during the sessions, and there should be 2, 3 or 4 available. Now we ask you to visit these regularly, making sure you're using the hand sanitizer, and please go there by yourself. It is not a chance for you to have a catch up with your friends. Okay, you'll be visiting these throughout the session, and please make sure you do it alone. Okay, next part is equipment. Now, with the equipment, we're going to be making sure that we number all equipment and use as little as we can, all right? And we've tailored these sessions to making sure that we don't use a lot of equipment. But for example, if we're using footballs, we will number those footballs, and you will have that football for the whole of the session. We will also make sure that before the session and after the session, and if anything changes during the session, we wipe these down with antibacterial wipes. So like I said, please don't try and change or swap your equipment unless you speak to your coaches first. Okay, and then our final part is the social distancing. Social distancing is so important during these times. Now the sessions that we have created and devised make sure that we are spread out in an open space, and we'll make sure that we're outside. So with this, we'll make sure that we're minimalising our equipment, as well as making sure the distances between everybody are safe. Okay. Now, please don't think that you've got to remember all of this information. Take on as much as you can. On our clipboards and on our checklists that we have, on the back you will see something that looks like this. Now, this is just a reminder of all the do's and don'ts that we expect during these sessions. Now, it's going to be an exciting time. We all want to return back to the sessions and the sports that we love, but we need to make sure that we make this the safest possible environment. Now, please, if you have any questions, any queries, get in touch with me. And like I said, you will not be able to take part in any of our sessions, okay, unless you have watched this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon.